one of the basic premises that Vedas will tell you, every jiva, every life force is constantly aspiring to be joyous.
Yeah.
Many times people confuse sleep and they think that if they sleep, they're going to be refreshed.
Okay, yeah.
Actually, it's not like that. You're fatigued because your mind is consumed. It's not that you're fatigued because you need sleep.
Yeah.
So if you just let your mind go off the things that it is attached to and focus itself on being alive,
Yeah.
you will be refreshed very quickly. Every person is a yogi.
Yeah.
Anything that breathes is doing yoga all the time.
Yeah.
It is inside and the outside that is interacting with each other all the time.
Yeah.
But a yogi is just a person who has given attention to this union.
Yeah.
So in truth, everybody is a yogi.
Yeah.
Just be attentive.
Hi, I'm Suyog, also known as the Fun Indian Guy. I'm a designer, musician, filmmaker, and a mechanical engineer. I'm from India, and currently I'm chilling around, traveling around, working around, roaming around, having fun around Europe, and this is my podcast. The Fun Indian Guy podcast.
Mind is a fickle monkey.
Yeah.
It will never let you live in the present. Whereas, which is the most important part, that you should be in the present. It will either take you to the past, giving you all sorts of remorseful reasons of life,
Yeah.
or it will take you to the future, giving you enough anxiety to get your breath altered. So, it is not helping you to understand the present. It's not that it is not helpful. In fact, it is the most important, it is the most sharpest tool of your body, the mind.
Yeah.
If you are attentive about it.
Yes.
So when you just focus on your breath, what happens is the very first response is that you are pulled to the present time straight away.
Yeah.
If you have to be completely focused in a situation, to be completely present in a situation, just focus on your breath. It will just bring you to absolute present reality.
Okay.
When you're focused in the present, your decisions will automatically be altered towards an optimization.
Yeah.
So this simple technique of focusing on breath will optimize your decisions of the present.
Okay.
So your question basically was, if I alter my breath,
Yeah.
is it going to alter my state of
Emotions.
emotions? Perhaps no.
Okay.
It will just get you exerted.
Yeah.
But your intention can definitely alter which way your actions are going to go.
Yes.
And if you are aware of your breath, you can optimize your actions,
Yes.
is how I would answer it.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good answer. While we are discussing it, a lot of things are coming in my head. For example, because of the kind of lifestyle we have now, there are too many filters in our head.
Yeah.
And when you go about this pure thing or getting rid of everything and just focusing on one thing, I think it gets a bit difficult to get to that point.
Yes.
Like if I do breathing exercises and try to get my mind focused on one point, it will be easier for a certain amount of time, but
Yes.
throughout my day or throughout my week, I might not be able to do that because I've not been raised like that, or it's a new thing for me.
Correct.
So how would you suggest? Because as I was also discussing stuff with him the other day, it's also related to that. I am very habitual to do a lot of things
Yes.
all the time.
Which is cool.
Yeah. So throughout the week, I'm just not running behind things, but I have too many things on my list and I have to do that, and I'm happy doing that. It's not like somebody's forcing me to do that. I'm very much enjoying what I'm doing. Just that Monday to Thursday I'm working, and then Friday I'm working on the thesis, and then Saturday is usually videos and Sunday is music. So there are a lot of things happening. So 3 weeks ago, I've already told them, but I to get you guys on context, I'm going to tell you. So around 3 weeks ago, I took a day off, something called as blank Friday. So on that Friday, I decided not to do anything, just sit in the bed, or not to even touch my phone or just reply some people. But there was no goal for that day. There was no task list or to-do list, or nothing was on my agenda for the day. And I started, first couple of hours were pretty nice because I was lazing in my bed, so there was nothing much to do. So that was the only task. And after some point, I really, it wasn't depression, but I went into negative thinking, and I started questioning, like, what am I doing with my life? And I'm not using my time, I'm doing nothing, and I'm just wasting my time. I have to do something. because I'm kind of now habitual to do so many things that I am not really ready to take a break or to even understand what the break means to me. And then I was discussing this with him already. So again, if I'm in this situation, how should I go about it, and how should I start valuing even the blank time?
Okay. So let me just make a small correction over there.
Yeah.
On the blank Friday, it's not that you did not do nothing, because that's a completely different thing.
Yeah.
It just meant that you did not have an intention of anything.
True.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Wow.
So now intention is very important.
Yeah.
Now, howsoever abstract your intent can be, it's fine.
Yeah.
But stagnant water is of no use to anybody.
True.
Same is stagnant intention.
Mm-hmm.
Your life force is always trying to enhance its life experience.
Yeah.
When you have a cup of coffee, let's take a very simple example. Before having a cup of coffee, you intended for a cup of coffee, which is going to enhance your chemical structure, it's going to enhance your attention, it's going to bring you the coffee experience of life.
Yeah.
So post coffee experience, your consciousness about consuming a coffee kind of expanded a little bit.
Yeah.
This same expansion is happening all the time. One of the basic premises that Vedas will tell you, every jiva, every life force is constantly aspiring to be joyous.
Yeah.
We do any action, irrespective of whatever it is, we are trying to expand.
Okay.
Now only the thing, it so happens that we think that this expansion can be sufficed by addressing material needs all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Now, may it be your career, may it be your passion, may it be your creativity, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But once this mind starts consuming space and time, we think that our life experience is getting full.
Mm-hmm.
But just the way this, you are not the body, you are not even the mind.
Yeah.
You say this is my mind.
Yeah.
So again, we go a step back. You are something different from the mind.
Yeah.
So to answer the first part of your question, how to get this state of calm in your life?
Yeah.
It is going to need practice. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Nothing comes without practice. And we are habituated since the time we are born to aspire for something. So we are always taught to be intentional. We are always taught to be intentful.
Yeah.
Because of this, we forget that even with or without our intention, the biophysical process of our life still goes on.
Yeah.
Say for instance, on that blank Friday, you did your digestion in the stomach, right?
True.
You are hungry,
Yes.
right? You slept,
Yeah.
right? So whether you are intentionful of life or not, your life force still continued.
Yes.
So the first thing that is very beautiful is that when you pay attention, you will realize that you will go on with or without intention.
Mm-hmm.
So with this, the blankness of mind is very essential because it will tell you the intricacies of your own life which you have not paid attention for these many years.
Yes.
It's a very simple thing that we say that I have done this, I have done that.
Yeah.
But we can't even digest the food in our stomach by our own conscious will. Can you digest your food in 4 hours?
No.
No, it will take 8 hours.
Yes.
That is the naturalistic intelligence that goes on in your being.
Yeah.
It's just that till today you are not aware about it.
Yes.
So the best thing is that the way I train myself, or I still do, it's always an ongoing process. It's like a continuous goal.
Mm-hmm.
So every day I would just give myself 20 or 25 minutes early in the morning or in the evening because that is the best time to get introspective. You might also have noticed that early in the morning or in the evening is when you will feel anxiety or depression or happiness the most.
Yeah.
It's in yogic terms we call it the sandhi kal.
Okay.
Sandhi is between two times.
Okay.
That is what the word sandhi kal actually means. So this is when your mind in its own nature will be introspective.
Yeah.
Now there are technicalities behind it, but I'll just drop the technicalities for now.
Yeah.
So choose a time which you like,
Yeah.
choose a place which you like, facing east or north, just sit down in the most comfortable posture that you like. We call it asana.
Yeah.
It need not be any specific way. You can sit on a chair as well.
Yeah.
Sit down, close your eyes gently and just feel the way you breathe in
Yeah.
and breathe out.
Yeah.
Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. If you do this over a time for 20-25 minutes, whatever time you feel your attention is enough,
Yeah.
you don't need to push yourself in the beginning. Do this much process. Slowly, this process in itself will expand itself throughout the day.
Yeah.
There will be many times of the day when your focus will automatically be on your breath.
Yeah.
And then you get a big emptiness of the mind, which is good enough to refresh you.
Yeah.
Many times people confuse sleep and they think that if they sleep, they're going to be refreshed.
Okay. Yeah.
Actually, it's not like that. You're fatigued because your mind is consumed.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that you're fatigued because you need sleep.
Yeah.
So if you just let your mind go off the things that it is attached to and focus itself on being alive,
Yeah.
you will be refreshed very quickly.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you set yourself this technique of 20-25 minutes every day
Yeah.
with evening or morning, this technique in itself will expand itself throughout the day.
Yeah. Okay. That's very interesting. I think I'll give it a shot for sure, because I come across many times such situations where I'm super confused or I'm too consumed by things, or I'm just trying to be blank but couldn't.
The interesting part is just to add to a little note,
Yeah.
people feel that in this empty time nothing is happening.
Yeah.
In truth, if you just pay attention to yourself, it's a synchrony of 14 billion cells in
Yeah.
your body.
Yeah.
They're all firing pretty much all right, and I think it's something to be joyous about.
Yes.
So if you just pay attention to your breath, eventually you will realize that, whoa,
Yeah.
there's just so much happening here itself that, man, I don't have time left.
That's interesting. I will for sure try to do these things to understand, because I think by doing it I'll understand it much better than just discussing it. It's very interesting. And also the thing you're talking about is like 20-25 minutes meditation, or just focusing yourself in breathing and understanding what's going on. There is also this new trend, especially in 2019, of writing journals.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a very boosting trend this year. Like everybody is writing journals. So there are different types of journals. It could be there is a daily journal, weekly journal, morning journal. There are too many things out there. I can give you some examples. For example, you get up in the morning, you brush or whatever, and the first thing you do is like you put up your diary or the journal in front of you, and you just write down the instantaneous thoughts which are going in your head at that moment. And that kind of helps you to structure what you're thinking about, or to use it for your benefit. Then there are some journals, like there are some challenges, 30 days journal challenge, which is more about you pick one time of a day, could be morning or evening, but you have to be consistent on that time. So for example, you start to do it in morning, then do it every morning, don't do it in evening afterwards. In that thing, it's more about, I guess they have 3 questions. I don't remember exactly what are the questions, but it's more about what do I feel right now about myself, what do I want to achieve, and what pissed me off, or what made me really sad today or yesterday, if you're writing in the morning. And you keep writing this for 30 days. And after writing for 6-7 days, according to what I heard, it was like after 7 days you lose the point. Like you are like, it's very stupid, I don't see a point, why am I doing it? And towards the 29th-30th day, you start seeing patterns, and you start understanding what it is about and what you really want to do, or what is your calling and stuff like that. So I haven't done it myself, but it also somehow feels like merging the two things. So for example, getting your mind focused, and then also putting it on paper so you understand what was it all was. Did you know about these journaling things before?
No, I did not.
So what is your first thought about it, like after listening to it?
I think it's a very good thing. I did not know about it.
Yeah.
But it is something that we do in yoga.
Okay.
We do it slightly in a different way. First and foremost, there's a lot of importance that is given to the thought, as I see from your conversation, that what am I feeling, how am I going to do it, blah, 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 blah. So the part which I will take from this is that yes, it's a good thing to keep a consistent record of yourself.
Yeah.
You will start seeing patterns.
Yeah.
But then, or how I would do it slightly differently is, I would rather do it at the end of the day and examine myself throughout the day, giving it a general premise of how did I feel throughout the day. Did I achieve what I wanted to achieve? And just to give a slightly subtle note, I would also denote the moon sign of that day.
Okay.
To many viewers, this might be quite new, and to some followers of yoga, this is kind of a normal tradition that we are influenced by externalities.
Okay.
Especially the solar and the lunar conditions. I mean, if you ask anybody living in the temperate zone or in the northern hemisphere, English weather is not really good for work because it's getting you depressed all the time. So it's a very direct relation that we are influenced by the solar situations. Similarly, we are also influenced by the lunar situations. I mean, just to give you a very practical premise of it, it is the lunar situations or it's the lunar changes that affects the tides.
True.
Tides is largely water, it's seawater. We are 80% water.
Wow.
So if gravity, yes. So I'm not saying that we are all a bunch of lunatics on this planet, but nonetheless, these are little intricacies which have been incorporated in the Enlightenment science or yoga, is to keep a track of the lunar changes and your behavioral patterns. If you do this for 6 months, yes, you will see patterns and you will see lunar specifics that, okay, on Dvitiya or on the second day from the new moon or on the third day from the new moon, I am slightly more focused, I am slightly more concentrated on the 8th day of the moon or on a new moon day or on a full moon day, I'm absolutely like a lunatic, or I'm having high intensity or high emotional intense situations in my life. You will come across your own biophysical patterns. So it's a good thing to write a journal, but I would also focus it more likely on how your being has responded to the externalities than just writing down what you think, because your thoughts are infinite. Your emotions can flow with the thoughts. So you're trying to decouple yourself from purely the thought or the emotion. So it's a good thing to keep a consistent record, and it will highlight more aspects of your personality, and it will optimize your being, trying to help yourself which days are good for your decisions and not. But at the same time, write the things which are more relevant. So write the things to which your being is responding and the changes that you're responding to, than just flowing with the thoughts.
Yes, this is brilliant. Like, this is a new perspective to it. Like, so I'm very happy about this because apart from internal things, there are also external things affecting, and the example which you gave was like super bang on. Like, if we see the tides are moving according to the moon's position and stuff, also our body has water and there's also gravitational pull there according to the Saturn. It's brilliant, and actually writing it down or seeing if it really causes some sort of effect on your life would be very interesting. For example, you do journaling for say 6 months, and then you will be able to, I guess, find out patterns about yourself reacting to also external factors.
Correct.
That is a new perspective. Like, I've heard a lot of things about journaling, I've read a lot of things about journaling, but I think this one is really cool. I think we should make a template for this and roll it out, like ask people to feel. This is interesting. I think
I do have a template if you want.
Yes, I think we should work on it. Like,
okay.
I can get you on this one. It's very interesting. So throughout the conversation, we're also talking about yoga a lot, and it might happen from the layman terminology that yoga usually means the physical things you do in yoga center.
Sure.
So I would like you to just elaborate the term yoga.
Okay. Yoga, or the way it is called these days, yoga. It has got nothing to do with putting your hands and legs in an upside down position, nor you standing on your head, or putting your feet upright in the air. That is just the physical aspect of it, which is commonly associated to as asanas and stuff like that. But the word yoga in itself actually means union.
Okay.
It's got nothing to do with you putting your legs in the air.
Yeah.
So, union of whom? I'll just go back to the basic question that we discussed some time back.
Yeah.
The union is of my being with the cosmos.
Yeah.
So if I am not the mind, if I am not the body, the first thing is who am I?
Yeah.
And once I realize who am I, the inside and the outside will become one. I will realize the cosmos within me, and I will realize that I'm a little part of the cosmos.
Yeah.
So this union, this love is yoga.
Yeah.
So we all, once a guru had told me that har jeev shiv hi hai, bas use guru nahi mila hai.
Wow.
What it beautifully means is that every person is a yogi.
Yeah.
Anything that breathes is doing yoga all the time.
Yeah.
It is inside and the outside that is interacting with each other all the time.
Yeah.
But a yogi is just a person who has given attention to this union.
Yeah.
So in truth, everybody is a yogi.
Yeah.
Just be attentive about it.
Yes.
So that is the meaningful definition of yoga for me.
Yeah.
Now I don't stick up my legs in the air, but still I think I'm finding my own calm with my own way. So it has got different aspects to access. There are different techniques to do it. So there is mantra, there is just to focus on the pranava. That's a technique which I told you about.
Yeah.
Or there's also this concept of mindfulness meditation, which is kind of out there and is much more common as a Zen technique these days. So there are various ways to go about it. One must find his or her own mix, because there is no one right way, and everybody has to have his or her own way.
Perfect.
One size does not fit all, because everybody has a different intensity, intention, and intellect for a life experience.
Yes.
But yes, there is yoga for everybody.
Awesome. This is very interesting, and oftentimes what happens when you talk about yoga and following the tradition or following this path, the end point somehow maybe it's me not really paying attention or not really studying, but from where I stand, usually the end point looks like you leave everything and you go not in Himalayas, like that's very cheesy, but go some place, leave everything and just meditate and be happy with yourself. That's kind of the journey I always imagine when it comes to this. But after this discussion, I feel more like yoga is available out there. It's up to you how much you want it to bring in your life and apply in your day-to-day life, and you don't have to go all the way that side, and you can do it in everyday setting.
It is actually much more of an everyday journey, because to be united with the cosmos, it's not that Himalayas has got a special permit or pass for it. It can just happen with you. It does happen in you all the time.
Yeah.
All it demands is attention.
Yeah.
It's not about leaving anything, but it's about being everything.
Yes. Yes.
So I would literally flip the understanding of it. It's not about wearing saffron robes and running away to the Himalayas. No, it is in fact being to be attentive of every little aspect of life.
Yeah.
It's not about leaving anything, but it is about not leaving anything out.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
It's consuming everything.
That's a good way to see it. Oh, it's so interesting. The thing is, he is full of things to talk about. He's full of knowledge. I'm always like, whenever I meet him, every time I'm getting so many new things to think about.
It's mutual.
But
I learned a lot from you.
Oh, thank you so much. No, just kidding. But it's always good to have such conversations, and that's why I really wanted to bring him on our podcast, because this is just a beginning. We did not talk about music at all. We did not talk about photography at all or creative careers. And there are too many things out there where we can talk about and get good things out there or put it out there for other people to consume in some way. For now, I think this is a good start to build upon, and in future we will be posting. Hopefully he'll have time and he'll be back
anytime
and he's not bored with this.
No, absolutely not. It's a pleasure.
Yeah, so I will try to get him on the channel, or we will have also small series about these things, and we will, because he has studied things in a different way than me, and I have approached things in a different way, and it's always good to get two different perspectives to talk about one thing and gain something out of it. And of course he has learned and studied way too much than me, but yeah, it's always good to start conversation.
That's his version of it.
So I think that's all for today. Thank you so much once again for your time. It was really valuable for me. I hope it's
Me too.
also I hope it's also valuable for you guys. It is valuable. It's just matter of how you're gonna consume it. And grateful that you were here. Also, Priyanka, thank you so much for your presence.
Thank you.
Yeah, it really feels good to have somebody like a living thing right behind the camera, because it's always me, this camera, and that tree. It's just three of us. But now
we are 4.
Yes, more people, more fun. Thank you so much. Also, I think we will get her on the podcast as well one day. Okay, that's all for today. Which is a destination where people can find you on internet?
My email, which is just my name, Rohan Shetty, ROHANSHETTI @gmail.com.
Perfect.
Or you just subscribe to the Fun Indian Guy, and then he will point you to me.
Subtle plugs. Also check out his Instagram, because he is into photography and he has really good pictures there. So that's all for today. Don't forget to follow the Fun Indian Guy on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, wherever you're listening to this podcast. Thanks for your presence, also means a lot, and we'll see you when we see you again. Thank you so much.
Nice one.
The end line. We have a line on our channel. It's like, don't forget to have fun, because having fun is not an option, it's a must. Ciao, ciao.
That is you.
Thank you.
The Fun Indian Guy Podcast.